I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everybody! Thank you so much for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV Network. We're still on lockdown, but that is not going to stop us from giving you amazing entertaining content. I am your host, Brianna Cheyenne, and I'm joined with Miss AJ here.
Hey guys, I'm happy to be back. I'm ready to get into it.
Yes, we're so excited to get into it. So you are definitely tuned into the right channel if you are here to talk about BlackAF, Kenya Barris's new project on Netflix. So funny, so educational. It was definitely attention grabbing in the first episode alone, which is kind of hard to pull off when you have a new series starting off. AJ, what did you think just based off of the first two episodes that we're going to be discussing today?
Oh, the first two episodes, I thought it was good. I'm looking forward to the rest of the season. Like they brought the energy. We got like a good overview of what the season is going to be about. And yeah, it was some real life issues. It's some real life issues that we deal with, y'all.
Yes, and it's definitely going to be interesting to compare the Black experience, and because it's so different from the Black women experience and the Black male experience. So unfortunately, we are missing one of our hosts tonight, but hopefully he's going to be joining us a little bit later. However, AJ and I are going to hold you guys down.
Hold you down. We got this, girl. Black girl magic.
Black girl magic all day, every day. Okay. So I want to start off with this scene about the fancy car, and he was there waiting for his valet. He has this really nice car that looked like it came straight out of Fast and Furious. And we kind of touched on this whole feeling judged thing, and he was really self-conscious about having this car and it being too flashy, and he had to kind of downplay the car and say, oh well, it's eco-friendly, so it was like he was trying to force himself to fit in. What did you take away from that scene?
I understood where he was coming from. It's kind of like we want nice stuff too. So but it's like when we have nice stuff, it's we're looked at like, oh, like okay, I want me a nice car, I want me some nice clothes, I want nice everything. Like, why can't it look nice?
Yeah, he mentioned, is he a coon? And I was that hit me. It hit my soul because I personally wouldn't define that as being a coon. And I was like, but the way he described being a coon, basically he feels like because he's Black and he's spending his money on all these things, that makes him a coon. Whereas I feel like it's more about when you lose your culture and you forget who you are. What would you describe?
This is how I feel about it. If you can afford it, get it. Right. My issue is when people get stuff and they can't afford it. Then you're trying to impress people. Like they say, if you can't buy it twice, don't get it. So if you can afford it, then why not go get you a nice car? If you can afford it, go get you some nice clothes. But my thing is when people spend above their means and they can't, and then so that goes into you trying to impress people, which goes into, I guess, the historical presentation he presented with Sunday's Best, which made a lot of sense. I don't know if it's actually true, but it made sense when you actually think about it, kind of,
Yeah. It definitely does, because even to this day, people still talk about Sunday Best. That's something that was started, like you said, from slavery times. And then to this day in 2020, we still have people going to church in their Sunday's Best, or just going out in their Sunday's Best to present themselves in the most favorable light.
And I like what he said when he said that Black people feel like presentation equals acceptance. So that goes into the historical background of Sunday's Best, which I'm gonna have to look that up because I don't, I want to verify the information. But yeah, it's kind of like when you look better, you get treated better.
Yeah.
And that was so interesting what he said about the slaves, the slave aspect of it, where the slave owners would take the slaves, where the slave owners would show off their slaves in their nice clothes to other slave masters, which goes into the Sunday's Best, how it came about. That makes so much sense. So, I mean, to this day, like you said, we still do it. My issue is if you can afford it, do it. But if you're living above your means, then obviously you're trying to impress somebody, or you're trying to make up for any type of insecurities you have.
Right. I think it was also ironic that, because he said, he used the term peacocking. And I thought it was ironic that the creator of Modern Family, he was the man he was talking to, and he equated peacocking with having a small dick. Whereas in a Black person's mind, they equate peacocking to success and proving I do have success. So it's just so funny how the different experiences in life can make you view a term like peacocking in such different ways.
And I think it kind of goes into like stereotypes as well, because like he said, you're not used to, like, it's not publicly seen, or people are not used to seeing Black people with nice stuff. So when you do see a Black person in a nice house, or they driving a nice car, it's kind of like, oh, but like, why isn't that normal? Because it's not viewed as normal. So when you do see it, it's like a, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
it's like, ooh, what does he do?
Yeah, like, oh, what did you do? Like he said, you think I sell drugs? Like, did I rob somebody? Because maybe I just worked hard for my stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That brings me kind of to my, I guess it created a question of, what is the difference between coonery versus enjoying the fruits of your labor?
Oh, girl, I already told you. If you can't afford it,
right?
If you cannot afford it, and you got the nerve to be buying something, you got other priorities.
Let it go.
That's that right there.
It's not for you.
That's it. It's not for you. Don't do it. If you
Yeah.
can't buy it twice, don't get it.
Yes, it's above me now. It's above you because you can't afford it. So just let it go. Let it go.
Let it go. Let it go. Just save your money and just, save it and get it. Just look, don't be spending your rent money on some clothes, okay? Don't spend your rent money on clothes. Don't do that.
Kenya, there are a lot of similarities in this show to Blackish. And I was really trying hard to watch it without comparing it to Blackish, but it was so
He produced that too, didn't he? Like, okay.
Like mixish, grownish, Blackish, all that is Kenya. And so he kind of strikes me as a more materialistic Dre Johnson.
Oh, Kenny, his character?
Yeah, his character.
Yeah, I got those vibes too, because in the show, it just seemed like you concerned with your image, like you're concerned with how you look, you're concerned with how your family looks to the public, like you're just concerned about your image, and a little materialistic,
Yeah, the only striking difference was the type of character his wife is, because Joya, she's a lawyer, but Rainbow is a doctor, and she's very involved with her kids and working and all that. But Joya, she's living her best life. She has her concerning moments at times, but she really puts herself first a lot. And that is
as she should.
As she should. As she should. But we definitely saw in episode 2 when it came on to taking drugs and the Molly and going to a party where you bump into your kids. It's like, all right now, when are you going to be a parent?
Okay, well, she has 6 kids. She raised them a bit. They look like they're doing pretty well. Mama want to have some fun, okay? Listen. She said, listen, I still go to my hip hop dancing class.
Talk about it's therapeutic.
Girl, listen, you gotta have time for yourself. You can't get caught up in all these kids. She got 6 of them. 6.
Look, don't get me wrong. I'm for the self-care and put yourself first sometimes. But popping mollies and going on drug runs, that's a whole other level from self-care.
Free YOLO. It's YOLO though.
Oh, okay. Is that YOLO?
She wanted to relive her youth, okay? She wanted to relive it.
So if you had 6 kids and you live in your life, something in your mind that you're gonna put as a priority is, you know what? I want to take Molly with my husband and go to a party and break dance in front of 20-year-olds.
Listen.
Oh no, you lying. You lying. You lying.
Listen, it's not like the kids are in a bad condition. They're very intelligent. They have a nanny.
True.
Okay? They're well off. They just want to have a fun night out. A fun night out. She said the last time she did it was when her oldest was 3 months old. And the oldest is almost to college. So how many years is that? That was like maybe 18 years ago. Like, we got to give her a break. I'm giving her a break.
I was wondering, was Molly around 18 years ago?
Girl, probably was. Probably had a different name.
Probably.
No, who knows?
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw that dinner she was having with her old law school friends.
Mm-hmm.
How would you have handled the "that's so hip hop" comment?
Girl, the same way. Listen, I'm here. Let me tell you something. When I like her, because that's me. Like, I petty and shady. Don't come for me. And I'm doing with a smile.
I feel you. All right.
I mean, because she no, honestly though, she did try to comfort her children and was like, well, why they got purple hair? Like, that's offensive. Like, first of all, regardless of color, don't come for my kids. You know, with any mother. But the way she said it was just, she was judging her because obviously you don't know the girl's, education. Like, you just don't know her. You just looked at a picture and said, oh my gosh, that's so hip hop to have purple hair. Like,
it was definitely a passive aggressive white gaze
girl
type of thing.
Girl, I was here for that whole dinner. I was living through it.
Me too.
Yes, I was like, oh, this is good, girl.
I like how they carried it out. They definitely, because there are certain situations where someone says something to the wrong person and it gets blown up. But I do appreciate the way they handled it in a very classy, don't talk about my child because I'm gonna put you in your place and I'll embarrass you, but I'm gonna still pay for the check so you can go ahead and go about your business.
Yes. See? So how would you, what do you think about how would you have handled it being a mom? What do you think?
Okay. Being a mom, the thing is, I naturally have a smart mouth. So something I probably would have handled it the same way. And I would have probably thrown a jab in there of a stereotype of how white kids kind of just talk crazy to their parents. And probably I would have brought up the Catch Me Outside girl. How about that?
Oh.
I would have probably brought her up.
Is that the Dr. Phil girl? Bad Baby?
Bad Baby. Yeah, her. I would have brought something like that up. Like, oh, that's so hip hop that they educated them about Cardi B because they felt like, oh, well, if I bring up somebody in hip hop, it shows that I'm cool and I'm down. No, all you did was say that you know Cardi B because of that Maroon 5 song when she's a Grammy-winning artist in her first year. Look, I'm just saying, I would have thrown some things out there. If they wanted to stereotype, I would have thrown some stereotypes back out there too.
Yeah, but like you said, I love how they handled it because after being petty, they said, oh, we'll pay for the check. Because technically how it goes in like affluent side, whoever makes the most money takes care of the check. So technically they saying, we got it.
Yes.
Basically.
Yes.
And he said, oh, would you like me to handle the parking too?
While we're on the subject of the whole purple hair thing, it made me think about the pressures that Black women face today with coming into our own and owning our beauty, our natural beauty, and just the pressures we face of having to think about going to work and can I wear my hair out and natural at work, or is it going to be intimidating? I can only wear black or brown natural colored hairs because I don't want to get judged when I go out. I think I kind of wish they touched on it a little bit more in the episode because that is a problem that we're still facing and coming to terms with today.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely agree. Even back when one of my first jobs at a movie theater, before I even got hired, he was like, "Yeah, braids got to go." Like he told me that. I was like,
Really?
"No, really." Well, I needed that job, so I
Wow.
definitely took those braids out. But even now, you hear it now in news where I think it was some school. A girl had dreadlocks, and they said basically she had to cut her hair, or she couldn't go to school there or something. If she didn't take it was a private school, or whatnot. And
Oh
so
yes,
yeah,
you hear about stuff
yeah,
like
they
that all the
said,
time.
and then it was even in the army as well with the women. They have to wear their hair a certain way. I don't know if that stuff has been overruled or whatnot, but I
Mhm.
know it's always been an issue. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I do, but it's also our right to express ourselves and show what we feel is beautiful,
Yeah.
because white women do it all the time.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy how different people can get treated just because of a texture of
Girl,
something you
it,
can't even control.
it's so true, because let me say I have natural hair. I probably get treated if I had natural hair. If I flat iron it, get treated different way. If wear weave different way, braids a whole different way. It really affects how people see you. It's so sad, but it's so true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's also brings us to this whole the chain thing about the black man and his chain.
Mm-hmm.
I okay. It's it's different degrees to it, in my opinion, because there is a viewpoint of the black man, and then it's just the man, because the man automatically, you think he has a sense of pride to him, and so the man himself prides himself on showing as a dominant, strong, this is what I have type of figure. And then the black man has that times 10
Mm-hmm.
because of the struggle that they've gone
Yeah.
through throughout the years.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know, what's your opinion about the importance that he had with this whole having the chain and selling it, and how dramatic he was being about it.
Um, well, as a female, I'm looking like, okay, it's just a chain.
Mm-hmm.
But, as far as looking at it from his point of view, he was just really connected to it. But I kind of see where like, if you see a black man with a gold chain, it's kind of like a thought get into your head, from other people. But
Mm-hmm.
to us, it's like, I just got a chain though. But to other people, it just looked like, oh, you're a rapper, or you're a thug, or like, so I
Yeah.
can kind of see where he was kind of just what's the word, he was flip-flop, wishy-washy on whether he wants to give it up or keep it, because I can understand both.
Mm-hmm.
Because like, I like this chain, I just want to be me, I want to wear it, but then again, it's like it's looked a certain way when I wear this chain.
Yeah.
But like you said, why can't we just be us? Why we can't just be us?
And it's also funny because if a black woman was to have a gold chain or a gold necklace, she's just wearing jewelry.
Right. Yeah.
It is.
Because I guess because in the hip hop world or culture, a chain is mostly associated with rappers,
Right.
or rappers or drug dealers, and like negative stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like when you see somebody that's not into it, but they have a chain on, no matter if they're not into it or not, people are still going to associate, oh my gosh, gold chain, rapper, drugs, money, girls everywhere, like you know.
Yeah. So we got to see a little bit of the kids' personalities, and their middle daughter, Drea,
Mm-hmm.
she's doing this whole thing. So she's showing her siblings, and we saw her older sister is no, her younger sister is Izzy.
Mm-hmm.
And
Izzy.
Izzy is the one that they said they're scared of, because
Yeah,
she,
the 12-year-old. Uh-huh.
yeah. And then the two younger, Pops,
Mm-hmm. Cam.
and they didn't show a lot of the kids in the. We didn't get to learn too much of them. We just know that the youngest one is a liar.
Cam. Oh, and speaking of Cam, we'll also have him as a guest on the next few episodes. So if you're watching, stay tuned, guys. He'll be a special guest. But yeah, go ahead.
That's very exciting.
Yes.
He's so cute. I'm trying to figure out what are some appropriate things to ask this little kid. But yeah, so we saw that he has a big lying problem. And then when I was watching, oh, that's like all kids, they tell little fibs. But he is a pathological liar. But then I look at his parents and I'm like, oh, well, look at his parents. No wonder it kind of just flows to lie.
Yeah, Cam, he's such a cutie. It was just so funny. Like, I got it. And they just kept, he's like, you just don't know if he's telling the truth or not. He's just so adorable. But it's kind of like, he might be lying, but he's just so cute that you just don't even want to believe that he's lying. It's like, okay.
When they were at the party and Kenya was talking to his oldest daughter about how she's been dressing like a thot, and how did that make you feel? Like watching a father talk like that?
Well, when it was at the party with Chloe, I felt, well, I just say the way that he talks to all of them is just like, what are you talking? Why are you talk to these kids like this? But I guess maybe that's their relationship. But as a father, they all have concerns about their daughters being a certain way because they remember how they were and the type of girls they was messing with. So that's why it's always harsh when it comes to fathers. Because I think fathers be having flashbacks. They be having flashbacks of them girls they was talking to and what they was doing, and they see into their kids' future like, not gonna happen. I'm not letting no boy do to her what I was doing to these girls out here.
I think of it from that perspective. That makes sense. In my mind, I was just thinking, if you're coming so aggressive, this is gonna be why she doesn't feel comfortable to tell you anything.
Yeah.
She ended up coming around and saying that she was high on weed. In my mind, I'm like, girl, you don't have nothing to worry about. Your father's on Molly. Mom and your dad is on Molly.
And it was just, but it was funny when he asked her, why are you here? And she was like, I'm at a party that's age appropriate. The question is, why are you here with your grown self? Like, yeah, that was fun. I'm like, well, she is telling the truth. It is kids her age. Not like it was, it was so funny when they was in a crowd. And then the DJ or the host on stage was like, shout out to who brought their parents here. Like, cause that's how you could tell that it was all kids, because the fact that they were spotted out the crowd as parents. Like, yeah.
And then you see the mom getting whisked off in a gurney. High as
Listen, mom is life. I live for her. She living her life.
Well, that kind of sums up the first two episodes. I can tell that it's really driven by laughs and just having a lot of comedic factors in it. Yeah. I kind of do hope that they do dive in deeper with more controversial issues, especially since this is a Netflix program. You can be more unfiltered. It's not on ABC where you can only say certain things and cuss and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree. And I was looking at the titles of the episodes. You can tell that he's adding educational stuff in there just by the titles of all the episodes. And, he brought the educational aspect on the first episode, talking about the Sunday's best. So that was good. So yeah, and also I want to say when which one? I think it was which song was it? Pops with the birthday, and nobody realized his birthday. He was like, the teacher wrote it on a board and nobody still said happy birthday to me. I felt so bad for him. It was so cute. It was adorable.
I did feel bad for him. He's so cute. He's going to be so cute. It's going to be fun to watch his interaction with Kenya, because Kenya is the exact opposite of Pops. Yeah. So because I know he's going to be hard on him and try to get him to man up, because that's the older son. That's the older son.
Yeah, no, definitely is. But you know what? You know who I think is gonna toughen him up? That El Salvadorian nanny. Okay. Yes. Listen, that nanny, when you talk about that nanny, that nanny, she said she killed a man by the time she was 10, and that man was her father. Her father. Okay? And she was over there coaching Pops, like, listen, I killed a man. And then I was like, girl, He was listening to her, so she might, toughen him up, I'm here for the nanny. We need to see more of her.
I want to see more of the nanny. Definitely want to see more of the nanny.
Girl.
Well, that was our episode. Hope you guys enjoyed it. That was episode 1 and 2. So we're going to follow up very shortly with 3 and 4. You can follow me in the meantime on all social platforms. Well, only 2 because I only use Twitter and Instagram. So that's at IamB_.